Hey everyone, welcome back to English Rhythm. I'm Tom, and I'm Sarah, and today we're bringing you something incredibly valuable. We're going to teach you 70 essential English sentences that will completely transform how you communicate in real-world situations. These aren't textbook phrases that sound robotic. These are the exact sentences native speakers use every single day at home, at work, while shopping, meeting friends, and handling everyday situations. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit of natural English expressions that will make you sound confident, polite, and genuinely fluent. We'll break these down into practical categories, explain exactly when to use each one, and give you real-life scenarios so you can start using them immediately. Whether you're preparing for travel, advancing your career, or just want to feel more comfortable in English conversations, these 70 sentences will be your secret weapon. Let's dive right in. Part 1. Social openers and everyday greetings. Let's start with the phrases that help you connect with people naturally. These are the conversation starters and responses that make interactions feel warm and genuine. Small world, isn't it? This is one of those magical phrases that instantly creates connection. You use it when you unexpectedly run into someone in a surprising place. Picture this. You're on vacation in Thailand and bump into your neighbor from back home. That's when you'd say, "Small world, isn't it?" with a genuine smile of amazement. The beauty of this phrase is that it acknowledges the coincidence and creates an instant bond. It's like you and the other person are sharing a moment of wonder about how connected our world really is. You might use this when you meet a colleague at a concert, discover your Uber driver knows your cousin, or find out the person sitting next to you on a plane grew up in your hometown. What have you been up to lately? This is infinitely better than the boring, "How are you?" that everyone expects. When you ask someone what they've been up to lately, you're showing genuine interest in their life. You're opening the door for them to share something meaningful, whether it's a new hobby, a work project, or family news. Use this with friends you haven't seen in a few weeks, former classmates you run into, or colleagues from different departments. The key is to ask it with genuine curiosity and be prepared to listen to their answer. It often leads to much more interesting conversations than standard greetings. "It's been ages." This phrase carries so much emotion in just 3 words. There's surprise, joy, and often a little bit of guilt mixed in. You say it when you see someone you haven't seen in months or years, especially someone you've been meaning to contact but never quite got around to it. The phrase works beautifully because it immediately acknowledges the time gap without making anyone feel bad about it. It's often followed by a warm hug or handshake and usually leads to catching up. You might say this to an old college roommate, a former coworker, or a friend who moved to another city. "You're looking well." This is the perfect compliment because it's genuine without being too personal. Instead of commenting on someone's appearance in a superficial way, you're acknowledging that they seem healthy and happy. It's mature, respectful, and always appreciated. This works well with people of any age and in both personal and professional settings. It's especially nice when you haven't seen someone in a while, and you can tell they're doing well in life. It's more meaningful than, "You look great," because it suggests overall well-being rather than just physical appearance. "How's everything on your end?" This is the professional cousin of, "What have you been up to?" You'll hear this constantly in business conversations, video calls, and professional emails. It strikes the perfect balance between personal interest and professional boundaries. Use this with clients, colleagues, business partners, or anyone in a work context where you want to be warm but maintain professionalism. It invites them to share both personal and professional updates without being too invasive. It's particularly useful in follow-up conversations or when reconnecting with professional contacts. "Can't complain, really?" This is the humble way to say you're doing fine. It's neither overly positive nor negative. It suggests that life is stable and you're grateful for what you have, even if things aren't particularly exciting. Many native speakers use this because it feels authentic and avoids sounding like you're bragging. You'd use this response when someone asks how you're doing and your life is pretty steady. Maybe work is going well, your family is healthy, and there aren't any major problems to report. It's honest without being boring, and it often invites follow-up questions if the other person wants to know more. Same old, same old. The tone makes all the difference with this phrase. Said with a smile, it means your routine is comfortable and you're content. Said with a sigh, it might mean you're feeling stuck or bored. Either way, it's a very natural way to say that not much has changed in your life. This response works well when someone asks, "What's new?" And honestly, nothing major has happened. Your job is steady, your relationships are stable, and life is proceeding as usual. It's relatable because most people go through periods where life feels routine. Been keeping busy? This is a thoughtful way to ask about someone's life without being too specific. It acknowledges that they probably have things going on without requiring them to share personal details. It's perfect for acquaintances, neighbors, or people you're friendly with but don't know intimately. The phrase works well because it can refer to work, personal projects, family responsibilities, or hobbies. The person can choose to share as much or as little as they want. It's considerate, and shows you recognize they have a full life. Nice catching up. This is how you gracefully end a spontaneous conversation. Whether you've been chatting for 5 minutes or an hour, this phrase signals that you enjoyed the interaction and are ready to wrap up. It leaves both people feeling good about the encounter. Use this after running into someone at the grocery store, having coffee with an old friend, or chatting with a neighbor. It's warmer than just saying goodbye because it acknowledges the value of reconnecting. It often makes people smile because it confirms that the conversation was worthwhile. Drop me a message sometime. This is the casual, modern way to say, keep in touch, without being pushy. You're giving the other person permission to contact you while making it clear there's no pressure. It's perfect when you've enjoyed reconnecting but aren't sure about making immediate plans. The beauty of this phrase is that it keeps the door open for future contact without creating any obligations. The other person can reach out when they want to, or not at all, and nobody feels awkward about it. It's the low-pressure way to maintain potential connections. Part 2: Shopping and Services. Now let's move into practical situations where you need to communicate effectively while shopping or using services. These phrases will help you get what you need while sounding polite and confident. Could you tell me more about this one? This is how you engage productively with salespeople. Instead of just pointing and saying, "What's this?" you're showing genuine interest and inviting detailed information. It demonstrates that you're a serious potential customer who values their expertise. Imagine you're in an electronics store comparing 2 laptops, or in a furniture shop looking at different sofas. This phrase opens up a conversation where the salesperson can share features, benefits, and help you make an informed decision. It's much more effective than vague questions and usually leads to better service. Is there a warranty included? This question shows you're a smart consumer who thinks beyond the initial purchase. Warranties can be deal makers or deal breakers, especially for expensive items. Asking about warranty coverage demonstrates that you understand the value of protection and are making a responsible decision. You'd ask this when buying electronics, appliances, furniture, or any significant purchase. Sometimes warranties are automatic, sometimes they cost extra, and sometimes they're negotiable. By asking up front, you can factor warranty value into your buying decision and avoid surprises later. Do you offer any discounts? There's an art to asking for discounts without sounding cheap. This phrase is direct but polite. It opens the door for the seller to mention current promotions, bulk discounts, loyalty programs, or seasonal sales you might not know about. Many businesses have flexibility in pricing, especially for cash payments, multiple purchases, or end-of-season items. The worst they can say is no, but often they'll find some way to add value to your purchase. It never hurts to ask, and you'll be surprised how often there's some discount available. Can I try this on? This seems obvious for clothing, but it's also useful for shoes, jewelry, hats, and even some electronics like headphones or VR headsets. The phrase is straightforward, but the confidence to ask shows you're serious about purchasing and want to make sure it's right. Different stores have different try-on policies, especially post-pandemic. Some items can be tried on freely, others require asking permission, and some can't be tried on at all. By asking politely, you show respect for their policies while advocating for your needs as a customer. That's a bit outside my budget. This is the diplomatic way to say something costs too much. Instead of saying, "That's too expensive," which can sound confrontational, you're taking responsibility for the situation. You're not criticizing their pricing, you're simply stating your financial reality. This phrase often prompts salespeople to show you alternatives, mention upcoming sales, or even offer a discount. It keeps the conversation positive and collaborative rather than adversarial. Many sellers appreciate the honesty and will work with you to find something that fits your budget. Let me think about it. This is your escape hatch when you feel pressured to decide immediately. It's perfectly reasonable to want time to consider a purchase, compare options, or discuss with family. Good salespeople respect this response because they know rushed decisions often lead to returns. The phrase buys you time without shutting down the interaction completely. You're not saying no, you're saying not right now. This keeps your options open while removing immediate pressure. It's especially useful for major purchases or when you're feeling overwhelmed by choices. "I'll come back for it later." Sometimes you need to leave without buying, and this phrase lets you do it gracefully. Whether you actually return or not is up to you, but it prevents awkwardness in the moment. It's a kind way to end the interaction without feeling like you've wasted the salesperson's time. This phrase is particularly useful when you're browsing, comparison shopping, or when you like something but aren't quite ready to buy. It maintains goodwill and keeps the door open for a future purchase. Many people do actually return when they've had time to think or save up. Do you have this in a different color? Often stores have more inventory than what's displayed, or items are available online in additional colors or styles. This question shows you like the product but want to see all your options before deciding. It's a positive signal to salespeople because it indicates strong buying interest. Don't be afraid to ask about special orders, upcoming shipments, or checking other store locations. Many retailers can accommodate specific requests or at least tell you when different options might be available. Your perfect item might be just a question away. "Can I return this if it doesn't fit?" This is a smart question that protects your purchase. Return policies vary dramatically between stores, and understanding them upfront can save frustration later. Some stores offer easy returns, others charge restocking fees, and some have strict time limits. Asking about returns shows you're a responsible shopper who plans ahead. It also gives you confidence to make purchases, especially for items that are hard to judge in the store like clothing sizes or how something will look in your home. Most reputable businesses have reasonable return policies and are happy to explain them. "I think I'll leave it, thanks." This is the polite way to decline a purchase after receiving service or information. The thanks acknowledges that the salesperson spent time helping you, even though you're not buying. It's respectful and maintains positive feelings. This phrase works in any shopping context, from high-end boutiques to street markets. It's definitive but kind, and it usually ends the interaction on a good note. Good salespeople understand that not every interaction leads to a sale, and they appreciate polite customers even when they don't buy. Part 3: Restaurants and Cafes. Dining out is a social experience that requires its own set of communication skills. These phrases will help you navigate restaurants confidently and enjoyably. "Could we get a table by the window if possible?" This request shows you care about your dining experience while acknowledging that accommodation might not be possible. The phrase, "if possible," makes it a polite request rather than a demand. Most restaurant staff will try to accommodate reasonable requests when they can. Window seats are popular for good reason: natural light, views, and often a more pleasant atmosphere. By asking nicely, you might get a better table, or at least the host will keep you in mind if something opens up. Even if they can't accommodate you immediately, they might offer to move you later. "I'll have the grilled salmon, please." This is the standard, natural way to order food. It's clear, polite, and easy for servers to understand and write down. You can substitute any menu item. "I'll have the pasta carbonara, please," or "I'll have the chocolate cake, please." The structure works for any restaurant, from casual to fine dining. The phrase strikes the right balance between decisiveness and politeness. You're clearly stating your choice while showing courtesy with "Please." It makes the server's job easy and keeps the ordering process smooth and pleasant. "Would you mind giving us a few more minutes?" This is how you politely ask for more time when you're not ready to order. Maybe the menu is extensive, you're waiting for someone to arrive, or you're having a good conversation and don't want to be rushed. The phrase acknowledges the server's time while requesting accommodation. Most servers appreciate this honesty rather than feeling like they're hovering or pressuring you. It allows them to serve other tables and come back when you're ready. It's much better than pretending to be ready and then hemming and hawing over the menu. "Could we get this to go?" This phrase is essential when you have leftover food you'd like to take home. Many cultures encourage finishing everything on your plate, but in many English-speaking countries, it's completely normal to take leftovers home. In fact, it shows you enjoyed the meal and don't want to waste food. The phrase works whether you're asking before ordering if something can be packaged for takeaway, or after eating when you want to take the remainder home. Most restaurants are happy to accommodate this request and often have proper containers ready. "Excuse me, I think this isn't what I ordered." Mistakes happen in restaurants, and this is the polite way to address them. You're not being confrontational or accusatory, you're simply pointing out a discrepancy. The phrase, "I think," softens the correction and gives everyone a chance to figure out what happened. Most restaurant staff want to fix mistakes quickly and will either correct the order or explain if there was a misunderstanding. By staying calm and polite, you're much more likely to get good service and a satisfactory resolution. Getting angry never improves the food or the experience. Is service included? Tipping customs vary greatly around the world, and this question can save you from embarrassment or overpaying. In some countries, service charges are automatically added to bills. In others, tipping is expected but not included. Asking shows you want to be appropriate and fair. This question is especially important when traveling or dining at upscale restaurants where automatic service charges are more common. By asking, you can tip appropriately without worrying about cultural misunderstandings or accidentally double tipping. "Could I see the wine list, please?" This request shows you're interested in wine but need information to make a decision. Wine lists can be extensive and complex, so asking to see it gives you time to consider options and prices. It's a standard request that any restaurant with wine should accommodate easily. Even if you're not a wine expert, looking at the wine list allows you to ask questions, get recommendations, or simply choose based on price and preference. Many servers are knowledgeable about wine pairings and can help you select something that complements your meal. "I have a food allergy. Does this contain nuts?" Food allergies are serious, and restaurants take them seriously too. This clear, direct statement alerts the staff to be extra careful and provide accurate information. You can substitute any allergen, dairy, gluten, shellfish, eggs, or others. Never hesitate to ask about ingredients when your health is at stake. Most restaurants can accommodate common allergies and have procedures to prevent cross-contamination. By being upfront about your needs, you allow the kitchen to prepare your food safely. Many establishments have detailed ingredient lists or can modify dishes to meet dietary restrictions. "Everything was fantastic, thank you." This warm expression of appreciation makes restaurant staff feel valued. It acknowledges not just the food but the entire experience, service, atmosphere, and hospitality. When you genuinely enjoyed your meal, sharing that feedback brightens everyone's day. Positive feedback often leads to even better service, special attention on future visits, and sometimes complimentary items like desserts or drinks. Restaurant work can be demanding, so genuine appreciation is always welcomed and remembered. Can we get separate checks? Splitting bills is common when dining with friends, colleagues, or on business meals. This request should be made early in the meal, ideally when ordering, so the server can track items separately from the beginning. It's a reasonable request that most restaurants can accommodate. Making this request politely and early helps the server provide better service and avoid confusion later. It also prevents awkward moments when the bill arrives and everyone is trying to figure out who owes what. Most point-of-sale systems can easily split checks in various ways. Part 4. Workplace and Professional Settings. Professional communication requires a different tone and vocabulary. These phrases will help you navigate workplace interactions with confidence and competence. Let's touch base later this week. This is classic business speak that means, let's have a quick follow-up conversation soon. It's informal enough to be friendly but professional enough for any workplace. The phrase suggests ongoing collaboration and keeps projects moving forward. You'd use this when wrapping up meetings, ending phone calls, or closing email conversations where follow-up is needed. It's perfect when you need to check progress, get updates, or make decisions based on developing information. The phrase keeps communication lines open without being demanding. Could you clarify what you meant by that? This is the professional way to say, I don't understand, without sounding confused or unprepared. It shows you're actively listening and want to fully comprehend the discussion. It's much better than nodding along when you're lost or making assumptions about unclear information. Use this in meetings, phone calls, or email responses when something isn't clear. It demonstrates engagement and prevents misunderstandings that can cause problems later. Most people appreciate being asked for clarification rather than dealing with confusion down the road. Just to double-check, we're meeting at 2, right? Confirming details prevents miscommunication and shows reliability. This phrase acknowledges that you've heard the information but want to verify it's correct. It's especially useful for meeting times, deadlines, or important details that affect multiple people. Double-checking shows professionalism and attention to detail. It's better to confirm information up front than to miss meetings or deliver work late because of misunderstandings. Most colleagues appreciate working with someone who confirms important details. I'm afraid I won't be able to make it. This is the polite, professional way to decline a meeting or event. The phrase, I'm afraid, expresses regret about not attending, making it clear that your absence isn't due to lack of interest or respect. It maintains relationships while communicating your unavailability. When you can't attend something, saying so clearly and early allows others to plan accordingly. It's much more professional than simply not showing up or canceling at the last minute. The regretful tone helps maintain positive working relationships. Would it be possible to reschedule? Sometimes scheduling conflicts arise, and this phrase requests a change while acknowledging that it might not be convenient for others. It's respectful and collaborative rather than demanding. It shows you value the meeting enough to want to find a time that works. When requesting schedule changes, being flexible and offering alternatives helps find solutions. Most people understand that conflicts arise and are willing to accommodate reasonable requests when asked politely. The key is asking rather than assuming change is possible. Let me loop you in on this email. This phrase means you're adding someone to an ongoing email conversation so they're informed about the topic. It's common in business communication when someone new needs to be involved or when you want to keep someone updated about developments. Looping people in shows thoughtfulness about communication and ensures everyone who needs information has access to it. It's particularly useful when projects involve multiple people or when decisions affect various departments or team members. That's a great point. I hadn't thought of it that way. This response shows openness to new ideas and respect for others' contributions. It acknowledges good thinking while admitting you learned something new. This kind of response encourages continued discussion and shows intellectual humility. Using this phrase demonstrates that you're truly listening and considering others' perspectives. It creates a positive meeting environment where people feel heard and valued. It often leads to more creative solutions and better team dynamics. Let's table that for now. This means, let's set this topic aside temporarily, and is useful when discussions get off track or when issues arise that need separate attention. It's a diplomatic way to redirect conversation while acknowledging that the topic has merit and might need future discussion. Tabling topics helps keep meetings focused and productive. It shows good meeting management skills and respect for everyone's time. The phrase suggests the topic will be revisited, which is more positive than simply dismissing it. I'm happy to take the lead on this. This phrase volunteers you for responsibility while expressing enthusiasm about the opportunity. It shows initiative, confidence, and willingness to be accountable. It's the kind of response that gets noticed by managers and colleagues. Volunteering for leadership demonstrates professional growth and team commitment. It shows you're not just willing to do your job but eager to contribute to larger goals. This attitude often leads to increased responsibilities and career advancement opportunities. Let me get back to you on that. This is the professional way to say, "I don't know right now, but I'll find out and tell you." It's much better than guessing, giving wrong information, or admitting ignorance without offering to follow up. It shows responsibility and commitment to providing accurate information. This phrase keeps conversations moving while ensuring accuracy. It's particularly useful when dealing with specific details, policies, or information that requires verification. Following up promptly after using this phrase builds trust and reliability. Part 5. Making plans and social arrangements. Social planning requires diplomatic communication that balances enthusiasm with flexibility. These phrases help navigate the delicate dance of making and changing social plans. Are you free this weekend? This is the classic opener for making social plans. It's direct enough to get information but open enough to allow for various responses. It doesn't pressure the person into specific activities. It just checks availability as a starting point for planning. The beauty of this question is its flexibility. The person can say yes, no, or partially available, and you can build plans from there. It's much better than suggesting specific plans without checking if someone is even available. It shows respect for their time and schedule. Do you want to grab a coffee sometime? Coffee meetups are the perfect low-pressure social activity. They're casual, time-limited, and work for various relationships, friends, potential romantic interests, professional networking, or catching up with acquaintances. The phrase, sometime, keeps it flexible and pressure-free. Coffee invitations are easy to accept because they don't require major time commitments or planning. They can be as short as 30 minutes or as long as several hours, depending on how the conversation goes. It's the perfect way to reconnect with someone or explore a new relationship. Let me check my calendar. This response buys you time to consider the plans without immediately committing. Maybe you need to check other obligations, discuss with family, or simply think about whether you want to make the commitment. It's polite and reasonable, and most people understand the need to verify availability. Checking calendars prevents double booking and shows you take commitments seriously. It's much better than agreeing immediately and then having to cancel later. Taking a moment to confirm availability usually leads to more reliable plan keeping. I might have to take a rain check. This phrase politely declines current plans while suggesting interest in future opportunities. Rain check originally referred to tickets given when baseball games were rained out, but now it means maybe another time. It maintains relationships while acknowledging current impossibility. Taking rain checks is socially acceptable when you have legitimate conflicts or need different timing. It shows you value the relationship enough to suggest alternatives rather than simply declining. Most people appreciate the diplomatic approach and the implied future invitation. Let's play it by ear. This phrase means, let's decide as we go, or let's see how things develop. It's perfect for flexible planning when you want to make tentative arrangements but keep options open. It acknowledges that circumstances might change and allows for spontaneous adjustments. Playing things by ear works well for weekend activities, vacation planning, or any situation where rigid scheduling might cause stress. It allows for spontaneity while still having general plans. Many people prefer this approach because it reduces pressure and increases enjoyment. Sounds good to me. This is enthusiastic agreement that moves planning forward. It's positive, decisive, and easy to understand. When someone suggests plans and they appeal to you, this response shows clear acceptance and enthusiasm. It helps finalize arrangements efficiently. The phrase works for any type of plan, from simple coffee meetings to elaborate vacation arrangements. It's the green light that tells the other person to move ahead with booking, reservations, or detailed planning. It's collaborative and supportive. I'm not really feeling up to it today. This honest response acknowledges that sometimes we need rest or solitude. It's much more authentic than making excuses or pretending to be busy. Most people understand that energy levels fluctuate and respect honesty about emotional or physical state. Using this phrase maintains relationships while honoring your own needs. It's better to decline honestly than to attend something half-heartedly or cancel at the last minute. True friends want you to take care of yourself and will appreciate the honesty. Could we push it back a bit? This request asks to delay plans slightly, maybe by an hour or two, rather than completely rescheduling. It shows you still want to keep the plans but need different timing. It's much more minor than full rescheduling and easier to accommodate. Pushing back plans is common when work runs late, traffic is heavy, or you need more preparation time. Most people can accommodate small delays, especially when asked politely and given reasonable notice. It keeps plans alive while adjusting for reality. Let's pencil it in. This phrase means making tentative plans that might need confirmation later. Like writing in pencil versus pen, these plans can be erased or changed if necessary. It's perfect when you want to plan something but aren't completely certain about timing or details. Penciling in plans works well for busy people who want to make arrangements but might need flexibility. It's honest about uncertainty while still making concrete progress towards spending time together. It strikes a good balance between commitment and flexibility. Conclusion. There you have it, 70 essential English sentences that will transform how you communicate in real-world situations. These aren't just phrases to memorize. They're tools for building genuine connections, navigating daily life confidently, and expressing yourself naturally in English. The key to mastering these sentences is practice. Start by choosing 5 or 10 that seem most relevant to your current situation. Use them in conversations, adapt them to your needs, and notice how native speakers respond. You'll quickly discover that these phrases open doors to more natural, confident communication. Remember, language learning is about connection, not perfection. These sentences give you the building blocks to engage authentically with English speakers in any situation. Whether you're traveling, working, socializing, or handling everyday tasks, you now have the linguistic tools to succeed. Thanks for watching English Rhythm. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone else learning English. Drop a comment telling us which phrase you're most excited to try, and let us know what other English topics you'd like us to cover. Until next time, keep practicing and keep improving.